And we welcome you to the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, where we have the Game 2 of the Eastern Conference play-in between the number 10 seeded Toronto Raptors and the number 9 seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have the Raptors finishing the season at 30-52. They are at a 10 seed, barely getting into that 10 spot. As I said, they backed themselves into that 10 spot, while the Cavaliers finished at 35-47. Really collapsed as they were in contention in the playoff spot for a while. As we look at the Raptors, that Barnes, Dick, Ingram, DeRozan, and Pirtle. While for the Cavs, we have Craig Porter Jr., Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter, Mobley, and Nance Jr. here, as the Cavaliers will win the opening tip. See Craig Porter with it here. As I said, the Cavaliers were actually, I think, in the 5th spot going into the All-Star break. Zach LaVine for 3, no good. Barnes will grab the rebound. They didn't even win 10 games, I think, after the All-Star break, but because of how weak the Eastern Conference is, they're able to be in this position, still play their way into the NBA playoffs. 2-0 Raptors right now. DeAndre Hunter, who actually in real life is a Sacramento King. We see Zach LaVine, who actually got traded in my universe to the Cavaliers from Sacramento in exchange for Darius Garland. And then we have DeMar DeRozan also on the other hand, who was a former Sacramento King. RJ Barrett going the other way. Devin Carter also came with LaVine to the Raptors here. So see Ingram, and it's 4-0 Raptors. We got Brandon Ingram in 3 games this season against the Cavaliers. 20.7 points per game, 4.3 assists per game. LaVine for 3, no good. DeRozan with the rebound. It's simple as this. This is a win and you win or go home type situation in the 9-10 matchup. Winner will go to Detroit. That game will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for the right to be the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference here. As you see, the dunk by Zach LaVine and the Cavaliers are on the board. So you see DeRozan right here with it as we're about 2 minutes into the game. 12 on the shot clock. DeRozan coming around. He's going to get the layup. That is no layup opportunity, no good. Mobley with the rebound. Now you see DeAndre Hunter. Over to Evan Mobley, back to LaVine. Dishing it over to Craig Porter Jr. This is game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal, or the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. Earlier we had Detroit and Miami Heat, and the game won by the Heat. We are tied at 4. The Heat won. They are the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. They'll take on the Atlanta Hawks, and now the Detroit Pistons will await the winner of this game and the ultimate elimination game coming up on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern here. You see Ingram, jump shot, no good. LaVine grabbing the rebound. Got over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter coming around with the layup. That's in there, and the Cavaliers with 6 quick points, and they are now on top 6-4. Scotty Barnes over to DeMar DeRozan here, 17 on the shot clock. Ingram for 3. That's in there. Brandon Ingram putting the Raptors on top by 1. So in the Western Conference, we have the Mavericks as a 7th seed. They'll be taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then we'll have the Warriors and the Spurs for the chance to be the 8th seed and face the Clippers. As there's a bucket right there as the Cavaliers are on top by 1 again. And in the Eastern Conference, of course, we saw the Heat win. I see Scotty Barnes with the layup, and it's 9-8 Toronto. Both teams feeling each other right now. Scoring right now. I see LaVine over to Larry Nance Jr. Nance over to LaVine. LaVine, that is no good. Scotty Barnes with the rebound. The actual NBA playoffs will start on Wednesday. I'll have the official schedule out after tomorrow night of who's going to be what game's going to be starting the NBA playoffs. Because, of course, I have to go by how 2K is. You see Mobley coming around with the slam dunk. Evan Mobley putting the Cavs on top by 1, and that is worthy enough for the AT&T Connected Cam. AT&T sponsor of NBA 2K, but not on my channel yet. Maybe one day I'll get a sponsor for this channel. And you see Barnes coming around. Barnes over to Poeltl, and Jakob Poeltl with the slam dunk. We're in a little bit of a back and forth game right now. We got Larry Nance Jr. back to Levine. Levine for 3. That's in there. The Cavaliers on top by 2. .635 to play in the first. 13-11. The Cavaliers on top. As you see DeMar DeRozan for 3. No good. Larry Nance Jr. with the rebound. DeMar DeRozan in that season finale in that loss against the Brooklyn Nets scored 20 points, had 10 rebounds and 2 blocks in that game. The Raptors were locked into that 10 spot anyway by virtue of the Wizards losing prior to their game. As you see Hunter with a rebound there, it's 15-11. Or a slam dunk, as I say. What am I talking about? Barnes over to DeRozan. Under 6 minutes to play in the first, so we're over at the halfway point of the first quarter. Brandon Ingram, 7 on the shot clock. Over to Ingram. Ingram, no good. Lance Jr. with the rebound, and we see Craig Porter Jr. having it here. Porter Jr. coming around. That is blocked, and Ingram's going to have it. Ingram, jumper. Levine, no good. Or Levine with the rebound, as I said. Porter Jr. coming around. Levine coming around with the slam dunk. Zach Levine. How is that not worthy enough of the AT&T Connect Cam? I don't know. But it's a 6-point lead for the Cavaliers now. There's a 3-point. That's in there. And that ends a little bit of a drought there for the Raptors there. 17-14. Cavaliers on top right now. 3-pointer, no good. Ingram with the rebound. DeMar DeRozan. They should have back over to Scotty Barnes here. 4:25 to play in the first. Over to DeRozan. DeRozan. 3 on the shot clock. Got to get the shot up. DeRozan does, and that misses as DeAndre Hunter with the rebound for the Cavaliers. Going the other way. Craig Porter Jr. Over to Mobley. Mobley with the jump shot, no good. Grady Dick with the rebound. Got 20 on the shot clock. Over to DeRozan. He is rejected. Hunter will get control of it. Hunter coming around. Over to Larry Nance Jr. with the slam dunk. It is 19-14, Cavaliers on top. Timeout, Toronto. We're going to take a timeout as well. 3:36 to play in the first. It is 19-14 Cleveland. Let's look at the lineup set coming out of timeout for the Raptors here. We have Walter, Lawson, Agbaje, Murray's Boyle. And then for the Cavaliers, let's see here. We have Payne, Merrill, Strus, Tyson, and Wade. So as I said, Murray Boyles into the game. Same with Walter. Murray Boyles with it again here. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Walter. Walter coming around the jumper. That is no good. Sam Merrill grabbing a rebound for the Cavaliers. Max Strus. Back over to Payne. Payne back over to Wade here. 9 on the shot clock. Over to Merrill. Sam Merrill over to Dean Wade. Back over to Payne. To Tyson. 2 on the shot clock. Tyson for 3. No good. Mogbo grabbing a rebound. That was who I missed. Is Mogbo. Agbaje. Over to Lawson. Back to Mogbo to Murray Boyles to Agbaje. 7 on the shot clock to Lawson. Lawson, deep 2. That's in there. Abahi. So it's a Boggy. That's the pronunciation there. Dean Wade back over to Payne. 13 on the shot clock. Payne coming around. That's in there. It's 21-16. See Walter with it. They're up there. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Over to Mogwell to Lawson, Walter back over to Bahi. The Murray Boyles. Over to Mogbo. They're playing hot potato right now. Boggy for three, no good. Dean Wade grabbing a rebound. There's Tyson. Tyson coming around with a layup opportunity, no good. Abahi has it for the Raptors, going the other way. Over to Lawson, back over to Murray Boyles. Walter, dish it over to Mogbo. Mogbo for three, no good. Payne grabbing a rebound. Sam Merrill. Back over to Tyson. Tyson over the Payne. 10 on the shot clock. Feeds Tyson again. Tyson will shoot the three. No good. Agbahi with the rebound here as we're down to the final minute of the first quarter. 21-16. Cavaliers on top from the Walter for three. No good. Dean Wade grabbing a rebound. Cameron Payne has it for the Cavs. Payne back over to Tyson here. 10 on the shot clock. The Dean Wade. Wade for three. No good. Shot clock is still on as Lawson has the rebound for the Raptors. Abahi. Mogbo almost lost it for a second. He takes control of it and he will get the layup there. Shot clock turned off here. Cavaliers up by three in the final seconds of the first. Tyson holding on to it right now. Tyson for three. No good. Rebound by Mogbo. There's Abahi shooting a deep three. That's off the rim. And we are done with the first quarter. The Cavaliers leading the Raptors 21-18. You're watching the play-in tournament on V-Dub Productions. We'll be back to start the second quarter. Starting the second quarter here, DeRozan will take the inbound from Mogbo. So he's out on the court. So it's Mogbo, DeRozan. Lawson, I think, is out there. DeRozan still holding on to it. He'll make that shot. He has 7 lead changes and 1 tie so far. It's a 1-point game here so far in this low-scoring early part of the game. Payne coming around. This should go over to Merrill. Merrill for three. Off the back iron. Mogbo with the rebound. DeRozan has it. In this first elimination game, as I said, Abahi has it for the Raptors. Back over to Mogbo. Mogbo for three. He's going to go to the line shooting three as Evan Mobley called for his first personal foul. First team foul. And this is the 9 versus 10 game, as I said. The winner goes to Detroit for the right to play the 8th seed and play the New York Knicks in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. The loser, well, they got a long off season to think about what happened. Mogbo will miss that one here. Look at that, Mogbo, like Noise is giving him some high fives right now. I mean, that's probably the glitch, but I still kind of find that funny. Mogbo will hit the second one and we are tied. Now people would actually want to high five him and Mogbo will sink the second one, so he hits 2 of 3 and the Raptors are on top by 1 again. Dating back to the end of the first quarter, it's a 6-0 run for the Raptors. So we're 1 minute into the second quarter. Go to Max Strus. Strus dishing it over to Sam Merrill. 4 on the shot clock. Merrill for 3. No good. Mogbo grabbing the rebound. Agbaji has it for the Raptors here. Lawson with it. Over to Agbaji. Agbaji for 3. And it's a 4-point lead for the Raptors. There's Evan Mobley. Dishing it over to Strus. Over to Payne. 5 on the shot clock. Payne dishing it over to Strus. Strus shoots the 3. No good. Walter will grab the rebound here as we're 2 minutes into the second quarter. 25-21. Raptors on top. Over to Mogbo. Walter for 3, and that's in there. Walter putting the Raptors up by 7. It's a 10-0 run for the Raptors, and we have a timeout called by the Cavaliers. 9:42 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. The Raptors up 28-21. You know what? It's actually a 12-0 run by the Raptors if you include the final seconds of that first quarter when they hit the last shot. So 12-0 run currently by the Raptors. It's 28-21. 9:42 to play in the second as the Cavaliers will inbound it. Evan Mobley. Dishing it back over to Cameron Payne here. 12 on the shot clock to Wade. Dean Wade for 3, and he nails it. That will end the drought for the Cavaliers. The Raptors still leading by 4 right now. Mogbo. Dishing it over to Walter. Walter, deep 2, no good. But he gets the offensive rebound off the tip. Lawson now has it back over to Walter, to DeRozan. 5 on the shot clock. DeRozan coming around with the layup. That's in there. DeMar DeRozan putting the Raptors up by 6 again. Looks like Levine's coming out into the scores table, waiting to get back into the game, and somebody else for the Raptors. See Evan Mobley. That's no good. Mogbo grabbing the rebound. Walter with it. Over to DeMar DeRozan. They shoot it back to Mogbo. To DeRozan. DeRozan coming around with the slam dunk. It's an 8-point lead for the Raptors. They're on a 14-3 run. That's from the beginning of the quarter. Over to Evan Mobley. Mobley for 3. No good. DeRozan with the rebound. 4 minutes into the second quarter of this game, coming to you from the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. I am Vinny from Vito Productions on the call. There's a miss right there. If you like what you see so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out as the season playthrough right now for the next few weeks. As you see, Mobley will walk right out of bounds here. It's Raptors ball. And timeout called by the Raptors here. We're going to take one as well. 7:36 to play in the second. 8-point lead for Toronto. Lineup set coming out of the timeout. Let's look at the Toronto lineup. Barnes, Walter, Ingram, DeRozan, Mogbo. And for the Cavaliers, we have Porter Jr., Levine, Strus, Wade, and Mobley. I see Barnes taking the inbound from Mogbo, leading by 8. Got Scotty Barnes coming around. Layup is in there. It's a 10-point lead. Scotty Barnes, 6 points on 3-of-3 shooting. Levine back over to Dean Wade. Dishing it over to Mobley. Mobley gets a shot up. That's in there. Dean Wade with the assist. So we look at a 16-5. Look at that basketball pass or baseball pass to Mogbo, and Mogbo will get the layup. Make that an 18-5 run to start this quarter. A 20-5 run if you want to date back to the end of the first quarter. Levine coming around. That layup is in there. Look at the assists on that scoreboard. 8 each. Raptors shooting 42% to the Cavaliers 50%, and Mobley, I think, called for the foul there as Ingram's going to go to the line shooting 2, trying to put his Raptors up by 10 again. No, the Raptors are shooting 50% in this game. We look at the scoring breakdown. 4 3-pointers have been made, 19 points off of an assist. And there's a bucket right there as we have more substitutions. Let's see the lineup set. Barnes, Dick, Ingram, DeRozan, and Pearl. And now for the Cavaliers. Hunter is back into the game at power forward as Ingram. We'll sink them both. In the game earlier played, I think Norman Powell shot 12 of the 16 free throws that the Miami Heat shot today in the game earlier. And there's a miss right there. Evan Mobley grabbing a rebound. Levine back over to Strus. Max Strus back to Levine. Levine's going to get the layup opportunity. No good. Grady Dick with the rebound here as we are over halfway through the second quarter. 10-point lead for Toronto. In a win-or-go-home game for both teams. Dick for 3. That's in there. Grady Dick, and the Raptors are leading it by 13. The Raptors, I believe, went 0-5 in my 0-4 or 0-5 in my watched games during the regular season. Levine for 3. No good. Pirtle with the rebound. Levine with 13 points already. Brandon Ingram with the layup. It's a 15-point lead for the Raptors. The 30-52 Raptors. I see Levine. That shot is up. That's in there. That was a well-needed 3 for the Cavaliers. We got the Cavaliers only shooting 40% in this game. 52% for the Raptors. We can look at that scoreboard there. And DeMar DeRozan, 8 points, 6 of them mid-range. Timeout, Cleveland. We're going to take a timeout as well. 4:36 to play in the second. It's 45-31 Raptors. We'll be back. Coming out of the timeout here, let's see the lineup set for the Raptors. We have Walter, Dick, Ingram, Barnes, Pirtle. And then for the Cavaliers, we have Porter Jr., Levine, Strus, Hunter, and Larry Nance Jr. He's checked back into the game now with the Raptors trailing by 14. Over to Max Strus, to Levine. Levine for 3. That's in there. Zach Levine has 19 points into them in this quarter. Over to Ingram. Ingram for 3. That's in there himself. He's been answering 3. Toronto answers Cleveland 3s with 3s of their own. Over to Larry Nance Jr. Nance Jr. back over to Strus. To Zach Levine, over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. for 3. No good. Scotty Barnes grabbing the rebound for the Raptors. Raptors out-rebounding the Cavaliers 22-16. Leading it by 14. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Walter. Walter to Dick. Back over to Ingram. Over to Jakob Poeltl. To Scotty Barnes. Barnes coming around with the layup. That's in there. It's 50-34. The Raptors on top with 3.5 to play until halftime. Zach Levine for the Cavaliers coming around. Levine back to Porter Jr. 8 on the shot clock. Porter Jr. for 3. No good. Pirtle will grab the rebound. Ingram now crossing the half-court line for Rocket Arena. Barnes. Over to Brandon Ingram. Ingram, jumper. No good. Larry Nance Jr. with the rebound. Craig Porter Jr. has it. Over to Zach Levine. Levine over to Nance Jr. Nance Jr. with the dunk. It's a 14-point lead. Over to Ingram. Back over to Walter. Over to Grady Dick. Grady Dick to Scotty Barnes here. 8 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock now. Barnes over there. Pirtle with the layup. That's in there. And once again, it's a 16-point lead for the Toronto Raptors. Approaching the final 2 minutes of the first half here at the Rocket Arena in Cleveland. And right now, the Raptors have had their way in this second quarter. Over to Porter Jr. 2 on the shot clock. Porter Jr. for 3. No good. Grady Dick with the rebound. Over to Scotty Barnes. Barnes with the layup. That's in there. Scotty Barnes putting the Raptors up by 18. That's 10 points for him in this game. All 10 of them in the paint. And there, Levine for 3. No good. Pirtle. Brandon Ingram, Raptors 25, out-rebounding the Raptors out-rebounding the Cavaliers 25-17. Ingram for 3. No good. Larry Nance Jr. with the rebound. We got 10 on the shot clock for Struss. Hunter for 3. No good. Ingram grabbing a rebound. To Walter. 15 on the shot clock, 35 to play until halftime. Grady Dick, 10 on the shot clock. And there, Ingram for 3. No good. Struss with the rebound. 20 seconds on the shot clock, so they have to get a shot clock off. Brandon Ingram, 15 points, 4 rebounds. The Porter Jr. Over to Nance Jr. Nance Jr. is going to go to the line. It's going to be an and one opportunity for Scotty Barnes.
At the line for your Cavaliers, Larry Nance Jr. One shot.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
Nance Jr. will hit the and one opportunity. It's a 15-point game. Shot clock turned off. Over to Pirtle. Pirtle with the bucket. Jakob Pirtle. And that will do it. We are at halftime. The Toronto Raptors having their way. They lead at 56-39 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we are going to get ready to send it to the halftime report. You're watching the play-in tournament on the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on Vita Productions. We will see you in the second half. Get ready to start the second half here in Cleveland. It's been all Toronto since the first part since the beginning of the second quarter. leading at 56-39. We look at Zach LaVine highlights. He's leading the team with 19 points in this game right now, but it's his team trailing by 17. As we have the starting lineups for both teams out on the court to start the second half. With DeRozan, Dick, Barnes, Pirtle, and Ingram. As we see there, as we have Porter Jr., LaVine, Nance, Hunter, and Mobley. The starting five there. And there's a three-pointer there by Brandon Ingram. Had 15 points in the first half, and it is a 20-point lead now for the Toronto Raptors. Evan Mobley coming around over to DeAndre Hunter here. 9 on the shot clock. Over to Mobley. 4 on the shot clock to Nance Jr. Nance Jr. for 3. That's in there. Larry Nance Jr. bringing the Raptors, or the Cavaliers, within 17. You see Brandon Ingram coming around over to Scotty Barnes. There's DeRozan for 3. That's in there. And it's back to a 20-point lead for the Raptors. We look at the assists right there, 17-12 in favor of the Raptors. And the Raptors shooting 57% in this game to only 40 now for the Cavaliers. You see Scotty Barnes coming around to DeRozan, and DeRozan with the slam dunk. It's a 22-point lead for the Raptors, who finished the season at 30-52 and are the 10th seed. Back their way into the 10th seed as LaVine will get the bucket there. That's 21 for him. He's shooting 50% himself. Barnes for 3. So Zach LaVine. LaVine coming around with it. They're shooting it back over to Hunter. DeAndre Hunter holding on to it right now for Craig Porter Jr. LaVine for 3. No good. Pirtle with the rebound to DeRozan. DeRozan back to Barnes. Barnes for 3. No good. Larry Nance Jr. with the rebound. Craig Porter Jr. over to DeAndre Hunter. 9 on the shot clock. Over to LaVine. LaVine for 3. That's in there. Zach LaVine bringing the Cavaliers within 17. And over to Grady Dick. Over to Ingram. Ingram for 3. No good. LaVine grabbing a rebound there. 3 minutes into the third quarter, I should say, 64-47. This game coming to you from the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio here, as Pirtle will grab the rebound off the Nance miss. I am Vinny from VDub Productions. If you enjoy this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As you see Scotty Barnes with it. There's a three-point attempt. That's in there. Timeout, Cleveland. 8:32 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. 67-47 Raptors. Coming out of the timeout here, it is 67-47 Raptors on top with 8:32 to play in the third. And the Raptors, as I said, have had their way since the beginning of the second quarter. Hard to believe at one point in the first quarter they were trailing by 5. They're led by as many as 22. You see Porter Jr. 10 on the shot clock over to LaVine. LaVine for 3. No good. Pirtle will grab the rebound. There's Scotty Barnes with Brandon Ingram. Ingram. No good. DeAndre Hunter with the rebound here. 8 minutes to play in the third. That's Zach LaVine. Coming around. Almost had a jumper for a second. 8 on the shot clock. He almost lost it for a second over to Craig Porter Jr. 4 on the shot clock. Porter Jr. He'll lose it, actually. It's stolen by Grady Dick. Grady Dick almost lost it for a second. He keeps control of it. Passes it over to DeRozan. DeRozan for 3. No good. Porter Jr. with the rebound. Porter Jr. coming around with the shot up. That is in. Cavaliers only shooting 41% in the game. They're trailing by 18, as I said. The Raptors still shooting nearly 60% in this game. DeRozan coming around. That shot is no good. Mobley with the rebound. Now over to Levine. Back over to Hunter. Hunter back to Nance Jr. Nance Jr. is going to go to the line, shooting 2. Scotty Barnes called for his second personal foul. If he sinks both of these free throws, this will be the closest they have been in the closest they've been in the second half so far here. We look at the scoring breakdowns here for the Raptors. 46 points off of assists, 9 3-pointers made. And remember, the winner of this game moves on to play the Detroit Pistons in tomorrow night's game. I think that's 7 p.m. Eastern. For the final spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The loser of this game, they are home. The Raptors are thinking, we already got to be on the plane anyway. Might as well just head to Detroit. As Nance misses the first one, but he does sink the second one. The closest they have been in the second half has been 17 points, which was the margin going into which was the margin difference going into halftime here. It's DeRozan with the bucket. And the Cavaliers up by 19. See Levine dish it over to Hunter. Hunter coming around. That is no good. Ingram grabbing the rebound for the Raptors. Over to Grady Dick. Grady Dick coming around. He's going to go to the line. And one. As we see the Raptors out rebounding the Cavs 31-25. Grady Dick going to the line to try to complete the three-point play and match their largest margin of the lead. And he does exactly that. 22-point lead once again for the Raptors. Timeout, Cavaliers. 6:11 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. It's 72-50, Raptors on top. Coming out of the timeout here, it is 22-point lead for the Raptors. 6:11 to play in the third. As I keep saying, emphasis that the winner of this game will move on to play Detroit in tomorrow night's elimination game, while the loser, as I said, done for the season. As of right now, it looks like Detroit will be facing Toronto, but we still have 18 minutes left of game time to play here. And there's a bucket by Larry Nance Jr. He has 15 points, 10 of those in the paint here. Scotty Barnes. And shoot it back over to DeRozan. DeRozan for 3. That's in there. DeMar DeRozan putting the Raptors up by 23. And that's their largest margin of lead in this game. We got Levine. There, 5:20 to play here. 4 on the shot clock. Levine. There's Mobley for 3. No good. Barnes will grab the rebound. Scotty Barnes. Dish it over to Grady Dick. Back over to Barnes. Barnes! And it's a 25-point lead for the Raptors. Get it over to Zach Levine. Dishing it over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. coming around the layup. That's in there. We look at it, 31-56 for the Raptors compared to 23-55 for the Cavaliers. That is for the total field goals here. DeRozan. That is no good, but look at Pirtle with the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. And the lead back up to 25 for the Raptors. Look at that, 23-15. They're winning the assist battle as well. And they're shooting 55% from the field. LaVine coming around with the layup. Zach LaVine with 26 points of his own. Under 4 minutes to play in the third. See DeRozan handing this shit over to Barnes here. 10 on the shot clock for the Raptors. Grady Dick with it. Back over to DeRozan. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. DeRozan coming around. No good. Mobley grabbing a rebound here. 20 on the shot clock. 54% right now. The Raptors are shooting the 45%. Hunter for 3. No good. Grady Dick grabbing a rebound for the Toronto Raptors. Over to DeRozan. DeRozan coming around. No good. Mobley grabbing a rebound. Porter Jr. Over to Mobley. Back over to LaVine. LaVine coming around. That is in there. Zach LaVine. Timeout. Raptors. We see LaVine with 28 points. We're going to take a timeout. 2:55 to play in the third. And we got our first set of substitutions coming into the game, coming out of the timeout for the Raptors. Walter, Lawson, Agbaji, Barnes, and somebody else, I think. And then for the lineup set for the Cavaliers, let's see here. Payne, Merrill, Strus, Tyson, Wade. Agbaji to Walter. And the inbound here, 18 on the shot clock. Walter back over to Scotty Barnes. So Barnes stays in the game. Barnes coming around with a slam dunk. And the lead is up to 23 again. So we're down to the final 2.5 to play in the third. 18 on the shot clock. Payne coming around and over to Merrill. So we have 5 on the shot clock. Over to Payne. Payne for 3. No good. Scotty Barnes grabbing a rebound. To Mogbo. So we're down to the final 2 minutes in the third quarter. Agbaji over to Lawson. 6 on the shot clock. Barnes coming around. That is no good. Max Strus with the rebound. Merrill. Back over to Payne. 9 on the shot clock. That's in there. And that's stolen by Tyson. Go over to Sam Merrill. Merrill coming around. Layup is in there. That is no good. Lawson will grab the rebound for the Raptors here with 1:05 to play in the third. Barnes. Under a minute to play now in the third. Over to Walter. Walter coming around. Layup. Count it! Payne called for the foul. And let's see here. Substitution. Murray Boyle's coming into the game now. As Walter is going to go to the line. Scotty Barnes taking a seat, taking a breather to end the third quarter. And Walter will miss that one as Tyson will grab the rebound. Merrill for 3. No good. Walter grabbing the rebound here. We got 20 seconds to play in the third. Or 20 seconds on the shot clock. 35 seconds to play in the third. What am I talking about? My fault. Murray Boyles back over to Mogbo. 8 on the shot clock. There's a shot. No good. Sam Merrill grabbing the rebound. Cam Payne. Never shoot over to Wade. Back over to Strus. 10 on the shot clock here. 11. 9 on the shot clock. 8. 7. We're looking at the shot clock here. Strus over to Dean Wade for 3. That is off the back iron, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Raptors leading it by 23. 1 quarter away from heading to Detroit. How will the fourth quarter happen? We'll find out soon. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough play-in tournament here on VW Productions. This is going to go straight to the fourth quarter. No State Farm assist of the game. The Cavaliers, Merrill has it over here to Mobley, and Mobley with a slam dunk. We look at Walter, Lawson, Mogbo, Abahi, and DeRozan to start the fourth quarter for the Raptors. Dean Wade is out there. So we got Dean Wade, Strus. As you see, thinking of Wade, he had the rebound to Max Strus. Over to Mobley, back over to Payne. And then who else is out there? Sam Merrill. That will complete the lineup set for both teams. Is it over to Walter? I said, don't forget, DeRozan will miss that one. As I said, we don't do post-game ticker or injury report for the play-in tournament. We will do a quick one for after we're done with tomorrow night's Eastern Conference elimination game. So that way we can look at the injury report for the teams that are being for the playoff teams. And then we'll periodically look over those. As DeRozan coming around the layup. That's in there. It's a 23-point lead. DeMar DeRozan, 20 already in this game. 10:30 to play in the fourth. Over to Sam Merrill. Back over to Dean Wade. To Mobley. 9 on the shot clock. Strus over to Mobley. Mobley coming around. Mogbo with the rebound. To Abahi, to DeRozan. DeRozan coming around, no good. Dean Wade grabbing a rebound. Sam Merrill with it. To Payne. Over to Max Strus. Mobley, 8 on the shot clock. Mobley coming around with the layup. Max Strus with the assist there, as you see Walter dishing it back over to DeRozan. DeRozan coming around. That's in there. DeMar DeRozan with 22 points. It's a 23-point lead. As I said, this game coming to you from the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. As you see, Mobley for 3, no good. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As I said, 2K is the exclusive content for the next at least 6 weeks. Until MLB The Show comes out, then I'm going to be, as you see, Mobley. Looks like he had the block, but then he also ends up with the steal. See Cameron Payne with it over to Wade, over to Mobley. Mobley back to Merrill. Merrill for 3. That's in there. The Cavaliers within 20. Timeout, Raptors. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:23 to play in the fourth. 87-67. Raptors on top. Lineup set for the Raptors coming out of the timeout here. Walter, Ingram, Agbahi, DeRozan, and Mogbo. And for the Cavaliers, let's see here. We have Payne, Levine, Strus, Wade, and Mobley. DeRozan with it. Over to Ingram. Back over to DeRozan. Over to Mogbo. Back to Abahi. To Walter. Walter for 3. No good. Mobley will grab the rebound. So we got Zach LaVine. 8 minutes to play in the fourth. As we got Zach LaVine dishing it back over. LaVine coming around. That's in there. Zach LaVine. And the deficit's only 18. Zach LaVine with 30 points. The rest of the team at 39 points. Mogbo over to Ingram. Ingram with a jumper. That's in there. And the lead back up to 20. Look at the assist there. It's 24-18 in favor of the Raptors. Over to Mobley. Mobley with a shot. That's in there. Evan Mobley's getting, once again, the Cavaliers within 18 here. 7:10 to play. There's still plenty of time left in this game. The Raptors led by as many as 25. Mogbo for three. That's in there. That's a 21-point lead. As we see Zach LaVine coming around. Back over to Dean Wade. Wade for three. That's in there. It's back to an 18-point game. 6:35 to play here in the fourth. We see 15 on the shot clock. Mogbo over to Ingram. Brandon Ingram over to Mogbo. Mogbo with the slam dunk. Mogbo up 94-70, leading the Raptors up 94-74 here. Cameron Payne. Max Strus. Coming around back over to Cameron Payne. Payne for three. No good. Mogbo grabbing a rebound. Agbaji had it for a second, but now it's Ingram. 5:50 to play in the fourth. 94-74. Mogbo. Over to DeRozan. DeRozan for three. That's in there. DeMar DeRozan in his second tenure with the Raptors, at least in this season playthrough universe, putting the Raptors up by 23. And that's stolen by Abahi. Over to Ingram. Ingram with the layup. That's in there. They match their largest margin of lead. 99-74. See Zach LaVine coming around. He's going to hit the layup up. That is in there. That's 32 for LaVine. 12 mid-range. Under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth. It's 99-76. Raptors on top. Mogbo coming around. He gets his offensive rebound off the miss. 10 on the shot clock. Ingram for three. No good. Payne will get the offensive or the defensive rebound there. We still got the player stats as well as my sign off after the end of the game. So LaVine for three. No good. Mogbo. And once again, we will tell you tomorrow's schedule, as Payne will get the defensive rebound there. LaVine for three. No good. Walter with the rebound. See DeMar DeRozan coming around. DeRozan shot up. That's in there. And the Raptors are in the century mark, leading it 101-76. LaVine coming around. Strus with a shot. No good. DeRozan with the rebound. Ingram. That's in there. It's a 27-point lead. 23, as a 3:15 to play in the fourth. And it looks like Toronto is going to be heading to Detroit in tomorrow's elimination game, as Zach LaVine with the bucket. He has 34. LaVine made an effort in this game, I'll tell you that, for the Cavaliers. But Ingram coming around, layup no good. But it seemed like that when the Raptors scored the first 10 points of the second quarter, they did not look back. And as soon as the Raptors went up by double digits, and I don't even think the Cavaliers at any point even got it back to single digits. The closest that the Cavaliers have been in the second half was 17 points. DeRozan coming around. That shot is up. No good. Dean Wade with the rebound. 2:15 to play in the fourth. Wade for three. No good. Mogbo with the rebound. Abahi. Last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Ingram. Jumper. No good. Mobley with the rebound. Strus has it. And Mobley with the slam dunk. Evan Mobley bringing the Cavaliers to within 23. As I said, it will be Detroit and Toronto tomorrow night from the Little Caesars Arena. Winner of that game will be the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. And will take on the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference playoffs. As Brandon Ingram. The final 80 seconds. And I got to tell you, since the second quarter, that shooting percentage has stayed well above 50%. I don't think it ever dipped below 50% for a while in that game. And you see Ingram coming around. Brandon Ingram, jump shot, good. Well, the Raptors, who limped their way into this 10th seed, they are going to walk away with the victory in this one and could become the first 50-loss team in a long time to make the NBA playoffs. There have been a couple of 50-loss teams. I know the old Baltimore Bullets, I think back in the 50s, made the playoffs at 16-54. They were swept right out of the building. You see DeRozan. There's a bucket right there for DeMar DeRozan. In the final 13 seconds here. And that's going to do it. The Toronto Raptors, from a 10-0 run to start the second quarter, they never looked back. And they're going to walk away with the 109-82 win in this elimination game. And the Raptors will face the Detroit Pistons tomorrow night for a chance to advance to the to the Eastern Conference playoffs. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, their season comes to an end. And it really was a disgraceful ending to the season with that All-Star break, from the post-All-Star break. But stay tuned, we are not done yet. As you see, Scotty Barnes get the player of the game for the Raptors. Time to look at the post-game statistics, and for the final time, we are looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers for this season. We have Zach LaVine with 36 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Then we have Larry Nance Jr., 15.6 rebounds, 1 assist. Evan Mobley, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Dean Wade, 6.6 rebounds and an assist. Craig Porter Jr., 4 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Then we got Cameron Payne, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Sam Merrill, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Followed by DeAndre Hunter, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Max Strus, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Then we got Jalen Tyson, only had 1 rebound and 1 steal. Then we got Lonzo Ball. Tyrese Proctor did not play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now for the victorious Toronto Raptors, Brandon Ingram leading the way with 31.6 rebounds, 5 assists. DeMar DeRozan with 29 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Scotty Barnes, player of the game, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, and a block. Then we got Jonathan Mogbo, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Then we got Jakob Poeltl, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Grady Dick with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Jacoby Walter, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Ochai Agbaje, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. A.J. Lawson, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then we got Colin Murray Boyles with only 1 rebound in the game. Then we got Jamison Battle. Garrett Temple did not play for the Toronto Raptors. And that is it for your post-game player statistics. All right, and tomorrow we will have our 2 what they call last chance playing games, basically the ultimate elimination games. First of all, we'll have the Golden State Warriors hosting the San Antonio Spurs, where the winner of that game will be the 8th seed in the Western Conference and will face the LA Clippers. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will have the Detroit Pistons hosting the Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference last chance playing game, where the winner will take on the the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference playoffs. The losers of both teams will be heading home and thinking about what the hell happened throughout the entire offseason. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also in the description down below will be the link to my Cash App. Once again, as I keep mentioning, it is appreciated but not required for you to donate to my Cash App in order to enjoy my content. So as I said, any amount of donation will be appreciated. And with that, the final score of this game, the Toronto Raptors all over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 109-82. They advance to the last chance playing game in the Eastern Conference and a chance to get the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. As the Cavalier season comes to an end, I am Vinny from VDub Productions, and I am signing off.